Hey guys, Arm&Gun here. Starting off my video today, this is going to be the video on the Hk G28, just a quick overview, intro overview. I want to start this one out a little bit differently. I recently got this Rhino Metals safe. Their Ironwork series, this thing is huge. And I'm redoing my gun room to be a secure, kind of fortified room and gun studio. And this is like the centerpiece of the room. Super impressed with this safe. And here on this awesome swing out rack is the G28. Hk G28. So I'll lay this on the table over here. And then we'll go back because this does have a special optic that goes with it. And another cool thing is this rack that swings out to let you get access to the stuff in behind. Well, it also leaves you a bunch of room on the ground. And that's where I've got this optic. And check, like, this is a huge optic, and it's literally just sitting down there. Vertical, it still fits underneath the swing rack, so you get lots of space under there. It's really good utilization. Also, what else is in the safe here? Sero GM6 Lynx. What a beautiful gun. That is absolutely insane. I got videos on that, doing a shooting video really quick on that one. AAW, so the AWM basically, 338. Also a super cool gun. I've got a full video suite on that thing out. You want to check them out on my YouTube channel here. The semi-automatic T&W all brand new receiver, M2, and then I got a Valmet AK over here as well. Lots of cool stuff. Got a video on that as well. The M2 will be coming out pretty soon for videos in probably the next couple months. Do that as well. Those are a couple of Kappa triple threats down there. But yeah, quick tour of a small part of the safe. And anyways, let's talk about why we're actually here, which is the G28. Now this is the G28, the G28 model. There's also an E and a Z, and E was for export. The Z was, I think, a civilian label for it. Usually HK is pretty particular about not releasing their guns for their military guns for civilians, but really this gun was designed around the MR 308 series anyways, which was their semi-automatic civilian line to begin with. So really, it was never built as a full auto gun. It was only ever built as a semi-automatic. This is their semi-automatic sniper system, essentially. And really cool thing is the U.S. military now replaced their Knights Armament Co. SR-25, their M10, with this guy. It was a slightly modernized version of this one. Well, not really modernized. All they did was they replaced the steel receiver for the aluminum alloy receiver, HK's aluminum alloy. Because this is a steel upper receiver and it is super heavy. Again, it's built for durability, but they felt that the weight savings was a better trade-off than that. So that's what they're doing. But just really cool. Well, check this out too. This is the rear cheek piece here. And when you slide the buttstock back and forth, that stays in place. How cool is that? Really cool. And that's obviously adjustable for cheek comb and everything as well. You just slide her up. I see my already kind of loose there, but really cool package. This wouldn't be the standard suppressor. It's getting outfitted with a OSS suppressors, the flow-through design. Really cool stuff. This is a Surefire, which is just I have on here because I'm in Canada, and suppressors unfortunately are illegal up here. So I just have these fake ones. It's called a trainer. And the idea behind that is it mimics the full profile and weight of an actual suppressor, but it's, it's legal. I think it says trainer up there. If I can get that to come in focus. There we go. Yeah, so totally legal. Stupid expensive for what it is. Just a paperweight essentially, or a training aid, but it still kind of completes the look of the gun. This is the 15 mil Surefire War Comp. 15 by 1 millimeter thread pitch is what these things have. Again, I'm going to try and keep this review really quick because I'm going to do a longer version as well. You know what? Maybe this will just be my long version one here. I'm already talking about some stuff that's relatively in depth, though. So, let's call this the long version. Just going to adjust my tripod here real quick. Please bear with me. And then I can stop moving around so much and just talk about the gun. So, I'll leave this out of the way for now. And let's talk about the optic really quickly. So, this is a Schmidt & Bender PM2 3x20. The neat thing is it's made for HK, directly from Schmidt & Bender. Really nice optic. It's in the RAL 8000 color pattern. It's really cool. There's also the Tactical Tough. So this is Arm&Tech, a super great company. They make flip covers for a ton of scopes. They also do these anti-reflection devices, the ARD, and that all just threads right in there. The actual objective lens there. So sometimes you can check if your scopes have that threading in there as well. Chances are there's a sunshade or an ARD for it. And yeah, it's the mount itself is made by Attack, which is another German company. They do really high-end mounts. It's no wonder that it's on this gun here. It's got kind of a nice little spring-loaded system on there as well. Kind of a slick setup. This is an illuminated optic, 11 points of illumination. Unfortunately, Aimpoint hasn't quite figured this out either. Neither has Schmidt & Bender. They're not making it so you can roll past 0 from, you know, being off to being full daylight bright. Said you have to cycle through all of them. That's kind of a beef with me. I don't really like that. For example, Minox, their new little RV1 optic, which I just did a giveaway for, is on behalf of Go Big Tactical. It's a nice little optic system. You can roll right past 0 to 11, and I really appreciate that functionality. Again, here we have an Aimpoint Micro T1, and this is the 4 MOA dot. Again, you can't go from 0 to 12. You have to cycle all the way through, which is kind of a drag, especially this is a really tight dial. I've got other Aimpoint T1s, and they're not this tight. Also, I think with the mount and the sunshade, everything else that's on here kind of impedes your movement a little bit as well. This could be looser, but that's nitpicky. You can move it from either here or here, or put something else here as well. Again, the T1 is night vision compatible. Just a gorgeous overall optic. I'll just leave that off to the side here briefly, and we'll throw it on the gun here before too long. But let's see here. I've shown you the stock, which is really neat. Again, this is the RAL 8000 color palette, which is kind of the desert camo look for HK, or for European countries anyways. A lot of other countries do that as well. It's kind of a 50 shades of mustard. You know, these are your regular old mustard and your Dijon or peanut butter. Definitely kind of looks like peanut butter too. Really cool. I love the design. I like the whole 50 shades of FDE kind of look as well. You know, Scar 17 really brought that, and kind of mainstream and looks good. Standard HK grip. You'll see this on their 416 style guns as well. I got one kind of buried in the safe. I've got videos on my 416 if you want to check that out. Please do shooting overview and assembly videos so you can see that gun in pretty good detail. It's an HK marked broom handle, just forward grip. Your panels, these things pop right off. This is a 16.5-inch barrel, I believe. And this is their full rail, designed to be more anti-mirage. And yeah, it's a really well built system. But it's heavy. I mean, this is definitely heavier than you need to go nowadays. And that was the other thing. Their M10A1 is what they're designating, the new one for the military in the States. That one is, so again, I mentioned all aluminum receiver. They're going with an M-LOK handguard that's made by Geissele, special Geissele handguard or rail. And then the OSS suppressor. I think I got derailed when I was talking about the suppressor earlier. It's an OSS can on there, which is pretty cool. Again, that flow-through technology is pretty slick. I've heard lots of good things about it. I'd love to get my hands on an OSS and try it out in greater detail. This little guy here, this little rear sight, this didn't come with the G28 package. It was just, I pulled this off my 416. It's kind of got this cool little quick detach feature. Just the rear sights have, and the front sights are still, you know, clamped on the 416. This one's integrated with the rail here for the G28. I'll get a little closer view of that. But that's pretty slick. And this little guy though, yeah, you just pull this back and then this just pops right off. It's a bit tricky just to kind of manage it, but it's really cool. I really kind of like that. It's a bit of a challenge to get this back on here with one hand. There we go. Actually, that was all right. Cool. And then it flips up, and you can adjust it for elevation by just turning the peep. And then windage is of course down here, just that screw there. So enlarged latch for your charging handle. And this action, guys, this thing is so smooth. Actually, I'll just drop the mag so I can show you how smooth this is. It's just like you hear a bit of a, you know, that's just the spring compressing inside the receiver here, but just it's such a smooth action. I absolutely love it. Then you get your forward assist. Your bolt is marked HK and MR. Again, this gun is based off the MR308 series of rifles. So it's your MR bolt carrier as opposed to the 417. The 417 is more so their select fire version of this gun for military, though you can get semi-automatics of that as well. Actually, really exciting. I should have a semi-automatic 417 here in the next couple months if all goes well. But yeah, I'll be excited for that. This gun, again, so you'll notice, let's do a dry fire here quick so you can see the trigger. A little bit of take up, wall, and well, I mean, when you're unsafe, obviously you're never gonna get through that wall. But again, so fire and nice clean break. It's decently light. It's not like competition trigger quite light, but it's very smooth and very good perceptible break. Here's your reset, another break. And then, so check this out. So hammers down. I kind of got a bit excited about this in my other video as well. Ambi safety, which you can actuate. So that's a big deal because normally on AR-15 variants, you can't do that. When the hammer's down, you can't throw it on safe. You have to physically charge the gun to put it on safe. I don't like that. I'll demonstrate that here real quick with a Warsport LVOA SBR. Just got this upper in from a buddy who has more, by the way, if anyone is interested. But just the uppers though. And so this gun here, so you see it's on fire, and I can't put it on safe unless I cock the trigger back. Then I can. As soon as the triggers drop though, you can't. And that's a really cool feature with the HK. Now, Geisley has also made a trigger for the HK, in case you want to spend like $600 on a freaking trigger. It's ridiculous. Maybe it's not 600, it's 600 in Canada or 650, something stupid, but the problem is he didn't carry over that functionality. So you get a Geisley trigger, but you don't get the this feature, which I think is honestly I really like it. Some people might not care, and good for them. I do like the fact that you can throw it on safety on a down hammer. Probably talking about that a little bit much, but I guess this was my in-depth video. So if you want to see a higher light or more of a highlight or quick video of this, I'll have a quick video out either at the same time or shortly thereafter. The way I put out my videos now is I start off with usually a quick intro, sometimes a quick or the full intro, but I usually do at least three to four videos, one being an overview, one being a disassembly and also the internal features, and then a shooting video. And sometimes if I do too long of an overview video, I'll also throw some like a short video in there as well. But anyways, the magazines, these are not standard Stanag magazines. Like this would be a standard IWI magazine. And this is going to be the HK magazine, and they're not, you know, it doesn't go in there. Actually, the mag well is quite a lot larger. And this would be your P mag, which again would be the same. It doesn't take standard AR magazines, which is unfortunate because proprietary mags are always expensive to begin with. And then when they're HK, they're even, you know, way more expensive than that. So, but they are super high quality. They're lightweight. Again, you can drop them. They're not gonna bang your gun. They're not gonna scratch up. Like they're super durable. And even the U.S. military, they've gone to these. So they're pretty real deal magazines, and they function awesome. There's also a shorty version, a little 5-rounder. Again, I'm in Canada, so these are all 5-rounders, but hopefully I'm applying for some commercial licensing. Hopefully I can, if I get that, I can pop the pin out of at least one of these if I get so lucky. But again, super duper good quality mags. Plastic ejection port cover. Those are nice. They don't ding up your receivers. Again, I'll grab the Warsport here because I'm always kind of upset by this one. This one really, you know, you get that shelf really puts an indentation in your lower receiver there. And I don't know, I'm starting to like the polymers overall better, so that's pretty cool. Again, super slick action. What else can I really tell you about this thing, guys? It's a bit of a boat. It is quite heavy. Trying to think offhand where my measure is, because I'll weigh it for you here. Actually, I'm going to weigh it. I'm going to break the video here and I'll be right back. Okay, so I just weighed it really quickly here. The optics package, as you see set up like this, is right around 2.93 pounds. And the gun, all right, this is a bit of a boat anchor. It's beautiful, but it's a boat anchor because it's coming in at 13 to 13.1 pounds. That is significant. So that's, again, I think they saved, I think the M10 SAS, or the new A1, I think is closer to 10 pounds or thereabouts. Again, lighter rail. They save a ton of weight by going to aluminum versus steel on the receiver, upper receiver, which is why they did it. But that's significant. That's a ton of weight. So, and honestly, it's still, I mean, I shot this gun and it performed awesome. I shot the first, you'll see the shooting video here. I'll probably post it the day after I post this video. And it's awesome gun to shoot. You still feel some recoil. Like, it's not like you're shooting a 308. So despite how heavy it is, this doesn't really soak up all the recoil, but maybe it might honestly have too light of a spring in it, in my opinion. I mean, a heavier spring would delay some of that action, because it is a very, like, compared to my Knight's Armament ECC, the SR25 ECC, that thing has a tight, like a stout spring in the recoil spring. This one is decently light, and that's probably why this action feels so amazing. Anyway, well, no, not all of it, but part of it. Easier to pull. And the thing is, this does have proprietary buffer. The buffer tube itself is enlarged. It's wider diameter than your standard AR buffer. So you can't, that's one disadvantage, is you can't just chuck off this rear stock and replace it with whatever else you want, because it will not take factory AR stuff. The buffer tube is simply too wide of a diameter. It's also got like a dry film lubricant on it there, so it's really slick. It also has this enhancer, this larger castle nut on the ring here. Reason for that is if you drop, they did it with the 417s as well, or the 416s, and the 417s. If you drop your gun and this is really tight up there, you drop your gun, lands on the butt, you can put more leverage on it and it can damage that connection. When they go to a larger thing like this, it just puts more pressure on that. It doesn't allow you to have as much torque if you hit the butt on something. And then it's meant to protect your receiver extension. We got dual sling loops off here. And again, two more back here. I don't actually like these though. They kind of dig into your shoulder. It's not really comfortable the way those are. But otherwise, it's a pretty stellar stock. Like, it's great. It's also adjustable even further for length of pull with this guy. You can dial this guy out. Very fine increments. So, and then again, you can raise the cheek as much as you want within that, within that range. And guys, this is just a phenomenally cool rifle package. And again, I guess the U.S. Army thought it was good enough to replace it with, I believe they did they're doing something like 3,000. I have the exact number here that I looked up for the purpose of this review. They were doing, the whole contract was worth something like 44.5 million. Oh yeah, here, max of 3,643 units to be delivered over 2 years. At that point in time, we should be done by now. It should be done. And just over 2 years for maximum contract value of 44.5 million US dollars. So good for HK, but not good enough to keep them from, they're not doing so hot financially. They're still super in debt, and they've actually recently announced that they're for sale. If you have $300 million, you can literally buy HK. Mind you, there's probably a bunch of other things you have to go through because the German government is way too overbearing, and who knows if they would step in and prevent sales. They probably would. They'll probably monitor that quite closely. HK has really had its hands tied by the German government, and it's quite depressing. such a great company. I think it had a lot more potential if it wasn't being so limited. But anyways, oh man, yeah, this is just a beast. I'll quickly zoom on my camera, but the problem is the wide angle is really really grainy when I don't have enough light. I'm still getting my studio set up, so I don't have a ton of light in here yet, or additional light, but man, like, look at this. This is a sweet, sweet package. But 16 pounds. 16 pounds is pretty significant. There we go, back to one. Okay. So, overall, it's super expensive. About 10,000 euros, or 15 to 16,000 Canadian. Plus, of course, taxes. It's kind of excessive. But I took like a year to pay for this gun. Kind of like my Cero Lynx, which again is in that same price range. Some of these big guns, you just honestly, you do a layaway program. Usually these expensive guns, companies are available to do that. They know they're going to get you long term, so they'll hold on to the gun. You just send them a portion of your paycheck every month. That's sometimes how you make these bigger purchases work. So for me, it's worth it. I'm definitely an HK fan, boy, and I think this gun is beautiful. I tried to hold off. I saw when they first came. I mean, I knew before they came to Canada, I knew about a year and a half or so, and I was counting down the days. And then when it came, I was like, nah, it's too much. Thought I was gonna hold out, and then I saw one in person. And when you see this color pattern in person, this rifle in person, it really does it for you. Except for the bipod, which is evidently missing because I tossed it immediately off the rifle. Got it here though. And I'll pull it out for you to see and ridicule with me. This here. Who does this and then throws a Harris bipod on it? Like, what are you thinking? This is just like gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous gun. All really high-end finishes, and then you throw this clunky thing with friggin' external springs. Like, it's a functional bipod. I get that. A lot of militaries used it, or use it today, who knows, but come on. It looks like garbage on here. So immediately got tossed, and honestly, the Magpul bipods, which are like way cheaper, look way better on these things. Another gun that they did this to was, if at the very beginning of my video I showed you my AI-AW, well, that has the same thing. It has another Harris bipod. Originally, the A1s came with the Parker Hale, which is a nice-looking bipod. And they swapped out in the A3 model, which that one is also to a Harris. So, again, it's not on the gun because I immediately took it off as I can't stand looking at it. So, but that's just me kind of complaining and whining about something. Otherwise, I've probably talked more than enough about this gun for now. And I'm definitely losing my light because now I'm relying more on my basic light in this room and rather than even the daylight outside. I really need to get my lighting system in here. Hopefully this video is good for you guys. I'm super excited about this rifle, and I think that's probably about all I'm going to talk about it for now. I'll do another overview that's a lot quicker so that if anyone, well, I don't need to tell you guys, if you guys sat through all this, then jolly good. But I probably will do a short overview of this rifle as well. And again, the shooting video, check that out. I either posted that the day before this, or I'll post this the day after this. And then I'll do a full field strip as well. Disassembly, and I'll show you the internals. It's got a 7-lug bolt, so I'll show you that as well. Conventionally, AR-15s have an 8-lug bolt, but HK does things usually a little different. But everything inside is proprietary. And yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks a ton for tuning in, and I'll catch you later. Peace out, guys.